just leave my home and
Mhm.
I back my home just before Maghrib. So I just realized the whole day of hot weather. It's a dog days. It's really pain for me, and I just right now I'm so tired. I just it's just commitment for that's why I'm here. But literally, I feel too much tired. I don't have enough strength to continue like the session. But as it's a commitment, it's a matter of excitement. We gonna be here and we will discuss and we will
Okay.
just enjoy next 40 minutes a great time. That's why I'm here and I hope you also for this reason.
Yeah, understood. So I was hoping to join uh, Rafik, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure what he has been having, what he's been doing. Let me check Rafik. Should I call him? Let's
Yeah, sure.
make a call.
Yeah, sure.
Rafik.
But
Better
it's a
when
course
he
of
three
time.
times, and because
Usually, all of
Mhm.
usually in like the duration, we become used to do lots of.
Rafik is
Are you calling?
Rafik is not being available right at the moment. So let's not just waiting for him. Let's continue
Okay. Sure.
because
Sure. Sure.
so because we shouldn't be so neglect to our session like right like it's not good skipping all the day by bringing some causes. So let's just start with real. Okay, so
Yeah.
uh, have you had the look on my topic that I have chosen for
Yeah.
our
Sure. Sure. Sure.
discussion? And then,
Why not? I just
so, mhm.
look at a glance, and I just try to decorate one idea in which way I'll just deliver my speech. Not
Okay,
very qualified and qualified, but I'll try to
sure.
deliver you a good speech. That's why I just
This
try
time
to decorate
I'm not
myself
going
in
to
my clothes.
I'm not going to give you the time to announce me the very first speaker for today's session. That's because you have been doing this. So let's just get start right away. So thank you for coming today. And as we know, today's topic was kind of like a more like a realistic, and this is totally we can relate to ourselves first, and then definitely we can see others as well, and we can bring examples as well. So it's going to be a wonderful journey talking about this topic. So let's get hear from you first. How was your thought on this? Let's cheers.
Yeah, you make me in a challenging moment. That as usually I give you floor first time, but today you just give me the first time to deliver my speech. However, good evening and welcome our to this GoBeyond's daily discussion sessions. And today we have a great and special topic to for discussing and exploring the reason. If I shortly mention the topics, it's gonna be like that's the what is that? What are the trauma and dilemma of expressing in bachelor's life, and we will try to uh, trace the solution and brainstorm about this problem. So before dive in the topics, shortly, if we trace or define what is bachelor's life, it shortly or it's naturally can be say is a life of unmarried. And in this life, actually characteristics by some features. Usually, we can see bachelors in a bachelor's life, they become usually they become a student, they have not enough jobs income source, they don't do big jobs, they just for surviving or for actually earning their they just do part-time jobs to just um, to spend their their daily life or manage their pocket money, and they are studying. They have as usually they don't stay with their parents, their family. They stay lonely in a match. They have prices of food, accommodation, and so on. So in these kind of matters, I'll try to explore through my speech. So let's dive in the topics. So if first of all, right now I'll try to explore their reasons, the dilemma and uh, trauma as well of bachelor's life. As I'm also a bachelor, still I'm a bachelor. So in the perspectives of Bangladesh, I have also faced lots of trauma and dilemma in Bangladesh. So that's the first. If I numbering, if I do numbering, so the first number is gonna be the crisis of money, because as I have said, the bachelor's life is characteristics by as the most of the bachelor, they become students, and they prioritize is their study. First time they have to do classes, they have to concentrate themselves for their study and other activities. That's why they can't do jobs. They need to get money from their family, and sometimes some students do some part-time jobs to just manage their pocket money. So in that life, they badly faces the source of money, and it brings someone's disappointed, anxiety, and so on. And if I say second about problem and dilemma is that they pass their time under the pressure of family, study, and demand of ages. So if I shortly discuss about these topics, so as a students is a kind of age of um, adolescence, age of youth. In this time, they don't want to do lots of things, but because of their crisis of money, and they cannot do these things. At the same time, they in the time they're supposed to enjoy their time in the playground, or go and roaming with others. But instead of doing these things, they spend their time with the book, with the bookish, and they become a great relation with book, study, research, do classes, participate in different kind of activities, so on. And in the same time, in every single day, our generation become change, and our country as well. So to cope up the situation, to cope up the society, every single day they have to actually change, and they have to be more moderate. So it's kind of challenging, because suppose whenever you just entered in varsity life, so in between the life of intermediate and varsity life is totally different. I think you have also faced these things. So you have to convert your ideology, your mentality, your lifestyle, everything. So it's a kind of your challenging moment, and lots of marriage rise as a age of demands. And in number another reasons is that uh, accommodation and food crisis. As the bachelors, they become separated from their family, and they live in a mess, or any apartment among other bachelors. So actually it's a great crisis for us, because the separation of before separation with their family, they have enjoyed their time, and they have taken the meal that is made by their family, especially their mother. So usually they don't never try to be a cook or chef, how to cook rice or other things. But whenever they become separated from their family, that's time they have to lead a what can I say, boring life. They have to cook, they have to manage their study, they have to do part-time jobs, and in the same time they have to think about their money as well. So in the same time they try to reduce the money, or they try to actually spend short minimum money. For this season they try to live lots of people more than 7 or 8 bachelors in a room in an apartment, but in the with whenever this person belong with their family, this time he just live in a single room. But let alone in the bachelor's life, they belong with lots of people. Even I see, and still even in once in my life, I stayed in a single room to 20 person. This room usually can stay 3 or 4 person, but in that room I stay with more than 20 person. Just I can imagine how strange the bachelor's life. Another actually challenge, it's gonna be not as a reason, it's a challenge for the bachelor's life, is the fear of illicit love, unexpected relationships, and threat for their actually characters as well. So in these ages, in this life, there are lots of actually the barrier is rise in front of their eyes. Suppose to engage themselves with a unexpected relationship, because it's the age of demand in this life. And so especially for the girl, they can be traced by the vulgarity, by the lots of bad things that I don't want to mention. I think you have got this matter. At the same time, for a person, though their family have great dream about these guys, these bachelors, but whenever they live in a mass, so under the influence of the weather, of the atmosphere, they do a illicit relationship with others. After at the end of the day, we see they become separated from their destination, from the career, their dream. And they, once we see ultimate results is gonna be, they become depressed person. And sometimes we heard a bad news that is he is killed by himself, because he just he cannot brings or holds the meaning of his or their lives. So that is the thing. And so if I concise the whole their reasons, if I concise the main key points of bachelor's life's dilemma and trauma. First number is the crisis of money. Second number, under the pressure of his family, study, and ages of demand. Number three, the crisis of accommodation and food. Number four, fear of illicit love, ages, and unexpected actually matter. And that is gonna be actually crucial matter. If I shortly brainstorm and actually trace a solution, that's gonna be especially in this respective reasons, respective fields, parents and the guardian can play a vital role rather than other person. Because our parents, our guardian have to understand that in this time our children can't bring lots of money. They have to concentrate their mind in study, so they need to motivate, they need to support, they need money. And if they get enough mental support, they get enough financial support and other things, yeah, this bachelor's life gonna be actually full of of life is full of enlightenment and enjoyable. But it usually the people of Bangladesh, the parents of Bangladesh, they don't try to understand. They think that they try to lead a life with luxurious. They after several days later they send us a message or call us. We need money, we need money. But can you imagine? So we need a revolution. We need some actually this great revolution for the parents, but for actually make out understand that the situation of bachelor's life. And even I just wanna propose one thing, that is, if we can bring our parents in our match, or bachelor's look for a while or for a day, I think they will understand about the situation of bachelor's life, how it's going without their mother, father, or the younger, sweetest brother and sisters, even a wife as well. So how is their life is going?
That's one of the
It's a thing, and that's
reasonable and
something.
logical solutions for it. And I really, oh my God, I feel like awesome.
That's all my speech.
So, thanks again for your wonderful speech, and I was just enjoying and as because you were like sharing your ideas, sharing your thoughts, especially uh, that you are feeling. It's like you are feeling and you are sharing. So the speaking I was listening to you is totally connected to yourself. So that's why it was more like interesting. So again,
Thank you.
you took, I believe, 12 to 15 minutes, right? If I'm not wrong.
15 minutes.
Whatever. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's a huge time.
Exactly.
However,
So
uh,
I'm not going to
I'll
compliment
get
right
also,
away,
I'll
but
provide you also
as if
updated.
no, as if not a described or pre-ordinated. We are just experiencing like a learning in a creative way. So it's more like creative. Any kind of information can come to our talk and talks. So this is just a learning, and this is just a knowledge base. So it's great to hear from you, especially, and I'm going to take my place
Yeah.
for this topic today. And
Yeah. Before diving in your speech, I wanna address you because you have you are also a guest. You are also a distinguished speaker as well.
yeah,
So we need to respect you as well, and so it's time to call you. So my dear audience, it's time to hear a great speech from our honorable distinguished speaker and our unavoidable person of GoBeyond. It's Juva Ahmad. So it's time to hear. So let's dive in the speech of Juva Ahmad. It's your time and
yeah,
it's your
sure,
floor.
sure.
Go
And
ahead.
a big thank you for giving me that kind of wonderful introduction about me. So here you go. Certainly, that is the script we have had announced in the group, and we were about to just have conversation, but we delayed last 2 or 3 days, I believe, and it's not that big deal, but it's as we have personal problems, so it can be mitigated easily. So we're on completing, or we are on track to discuss this topic for today. And the topic was, I believe, if I'm not wrong, that is, what are the trauma and dilemma experiencing and bachelors like me or you living in Bangladesh, especially. So it's totally contextual. So and here we have had the question also added that we have to bring problems and as well as brainstorm the solutions, possible solutions, like you mentioned at the very last one speech, and it is really wonderful idea. So I will not just repeat that, but I was about to repeat also, but and you repeated it very early, so I have to find another. So, and here you go. So I have designed my script very uh, you know simple way. Like first of all, I will talk about the very trauma and dilemmas experiencing bachelors like you and me, and then I will share my very personal stories to support that to that uh, idea or the experiences I will mention, and then I will come up with the societal impact to bachelors, and then uh, I will bring I will brainstorm about any possible solutions for this problem, as it's a problem. So, and then uh, I'm done. So this is how I have designed my speech for uh, today's topic. So first of all, let me tell about the trauma and dilemmas. So our bachelors, like myself, I myself, what I feel like. I, now I'm grown up. I'm 23 plus. So the very societal pressure is that is I have to get married early because it's kind of a pressure, and I'm a bachelor. So you can assume that it's kind of it's kind of a trauma, right? And also it's kind of a dilemma as well. And then in trauma and dilemmas, there are other issues as well, like I mean our family's expectations, especially for, as we are three daughters, and like my family have very much a very you know unique expectations from me. So, but I'm a bachelor, and also my relatives does have a expectations from me. So it, it creates trauma in in myself. And the other I will say that is uh, the struggle we are in at the moment, being a bachelor. That is, we do also have personal aspirations, right? And we do also have, uh, you know, uh, we do also have the intention to follow the societal norms as well, like to uh, to have a great future, to have a good career, and then to support our family, and then to meet the meet the expectations from our relatives as well. So it's kind of a thing. We also feel we also struggle like our do, parents does, and there is so these are the very main and very sophisticated things. Though I have told them very simple in a very simple line, these are the very I mean significant thing. Those leads a bachelor like me to trauma and dilemmas. So I will bring a very personal story about to support these issues. That is, uh, you know, my family wants something from me because they are investing on me. They must have some returns to it, returns to these investments. So it's kind of a thing they're feeling, and I'm also feeling the same way that they're investing on me, so I have to do something. And this kind of a thing that I believe every other students like me at the age of 23 or 25, they are experiencing the same pressure from family as well as from himself, as because everyone does have aspirations for a future career that they will do something good. So, uh, so like others, I'm also aspirant bachelor to uh, to have dream like I have dreams and I have to accomplish those, and this kind of thing that creates conflict in my mind whether I cannot success or not. So uh, these are the things in all leads myself to the mental and health issue, like also the well-being as well. So these are the things, I mean, these trauma and dilemmas leads myself to the mental health issues sometimes. And I believe there are some other people, some other young bachelor like me, they are also having this kind of experience as well. Like we have had experience, we have had many research on the recent COVID-19 shows us that how our bachelors uh, really thinking about their futures and their careers. Uh, I mean, there was earlier as well, but especially in COVID situation, we literally saw many examples and many bachelors testimonials. So this kind of thing, as I have told, this kind of thing like create conflicts in my mind, and as well as uh, leads myself to a mental health issue and my well-being as well. So it's a very personal stories, and then I definitely can relate to others as well, like you. So I'm not talking with others. I just brought myself here, and this and the very important thing we're experiencing like societal impact on ourselves. Like again, if I bring myself as a bachelor here, as a 23 years old guy, and there is uh, my overall happiness and like you can say productivity of my being a bachelor is totally some kind of uh, I see myself that, if I am happy, if I'm successful in my career, and then my society will be happy. This kind of thing, uh, you know, talks to my brain directly. So not just society, you know, directly impacts on yourself. You also somehow connected to it. So as well, society uh, impacts on you because they they have some expectations from you, as well as you do have also the connection to their mind as well. So this creates uh, dilemmas to yourself being a bachelor, because you are not in a, again, you are not successful yet, you are on a path. So and the other thing I will mention on social impact, that is uh, we- we are living in a society, and society is something that is not a single person live. Single person doesn't live. There are many people's here, so there are many people's expectations. So there are many. So in a larger society, like in a village, there are larger society. There are many people living. There, every other individual does have expectations from you in individual sense. So as a being a bachelor, and yeah, as you are very individual, you cannot reach to their mind. You cannot, fulfill their uh, desires or their expectations, whether being a good person or they're being very supportive to their to my society. So you cannot, right? Uh, so 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 in all, society has also a great impact on a bachelor, and this causes a bachelor to face those I know those dilemmas and uh, and the problems in real life. So these are the problems, and these are the problems is very, we can say that these are, in a single word, I would say these are the bold problems, and everyone knows. So for this, there are some solutions for it. First of all, I will come up uh, with some kind of solutions, and I wish I could talk about the solutions you have mentioned, but I have to skip it. And it's more like, we are living in a country there. We don't have we haven't reached to the wider. Uh, I mean, um, and I mean, in one family like myself, I'm the only person, and my brother would have gone somehow education, but not my parents. So we do see in our Bangladesh context, many young bachelors have got the education at least, and but their parents doesn't have. So they cannot mitigate, they cannot bring the solution, or the bachelors cannot reach their parents, and or again the bachelors cannot uh, have an honest conversation with their parents. That is, mom or my parents. I'm in that moment, and yeah, and you are not literally understand what I am in, what positions, what the situations I am I'm living in. So this kind of a thing creates a lack of understanding, mutual understanding. Even being your with the parents, your parent doesn't understand. Like, I have to bring very real example to this conversation. That is, my mom so came to my place, 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago. But before that, I have been living being a bachelor for the last 7 years in a row. And my mom or my father or my brother, no one came to my place, and no one stayed to my place a single night. So mom came to my place, and the mom said, now I am now I am feeling to go back to my home, because now I see how you are struggling. Mom said, when I was at home, I felt like Jigar is doing fine. He's just studying and cooking and eating. That's what he's doing. And yeah. So mom said, okay. I see you are struggling, and I cannot let you in this position. So, this definitely makes sense what it feels like. And also, it is something that the tutor support that today's problem and the solutions. So, uh, first of all, the family thing. As long as we are not that much of educated or kind of connected somehow, like living in a place like bringing my parents, bringing bachelor's parents to their place, only then there might have some you know supportive talks rather just expectations. Before that, my mom just expected, oh, my son is there studying, thinking one day, someday later, he will get a good job. But this is how now her mind is totally changed. Because, so there are a lot of stakeholders definitely in it to think about. So this is the solutions and the other solution I would say it is some kind of a in a broader sense it's not a very there is something our bachelors like me or you there are many bachelors living in Dhaka they just don't get money from family they live by themselves. So what do they do? They do part-time jobs and as well as they're studying. So it's kind of a thing that is seriously a difficult thing for a student or for a bachelor's. It's like a work-life balance being a student. So in this case,
Yeah,
in Bangladesh scenario, we don't see any kind of supportive thing from any organization or any job companies that they want to say if you are studying then why you are coming to the job. So their response is like that.
yeah,
They say okay if you have come to the job you should not continue study and you will not have that much of flexibility to go back to your study and to exam. We don't have that much time to give you that much of days leave. So there is kind of a thing and
yeah. That's why
people.
in our country there are lots of educated unemployment, and they become frustrated. They become disappointed about their position, about their study, about being an educated person.
Whether they continue their studying or just going to job. So this is kind of a conflicting thing,
Yeah,
and definitely this creates a lot of trauma and dilemmas to bachelors like
trauma. Yeah.
you. So this kind of
From one side, as we cannot make out our family, at the same time we cannot make out our workplace. At the same
right,
time, we cannot make out our society as well. That's I have a great existence. As they believe, yeah, I'm a future leader. I can do many great results for my society, my country as well. But they cannot give us enough place
right.
and
So
for showing ourselves.
so this kind of you can say in a single word we can say it's a promote flexibility to work and to so this kind of thing we ourselves we bachelors cannot negotiate that problem. It's a thing our government or the original or the main authority have to controllers have to bring this into their hand to mitigate this issue because it's definitely a big issue and that is creating that much of trauma and finally it creates a lot of problems, right? So it's a
Yeah,
big thing, and this is not a solution in your hand. The solution in the big companies, big corporations, and also in government as well. So, and the other thing is, uh, it has just recently arisen that is mental health awareness. We didn't have any single knowledge before COVID. So after the COVID, we happened to learn what is mental health.
yeah,
And especially in Bangladesh, I'm talking about in Bangladesh. I mean, mental health issues awareness is being taught, is being learned, is being practiced in other developed countries. But in Bangladesh, it wasn't that much of priority list. So we see a few of them are our just considering this kind of a thing we are experiencing and this is a problem but they are not come up they are not happy they are not they don't have intent to come to a solution to it because they know their business needs productions not just the individuals, not just the workers' health. They need just production. So whether the workers will lose their health and create and the productions. So this is the thing, and this is the
Yeah,
problem, and it needs to be addressed, and this needs to be addressed as well as from the government and from the organizations, and also we have to have great movement if we need. So it's kind of thing. Being a bachelor can raise this issue and in a broader sense, using today's technology like social media, and this really a great help and to mobilize
yeah,
any corporation, any government to bring this issue and to know to
yeah. By the
to
courses
give
of time,
action.
as our country become developed, we become moderate. So in the same time, we need to work from all the stages, because it's
Yeah,
just a great thing to work for the young generation, for
right.
the
So
bachelors,
again,
because
I have to say I'm
yeah,
going to done, and this was my very last solutions for it, and I had, and you already mentioned, so I am not going to repeat it again. And this is my thought, this is my thinking, and I'm done here. I'm giving the microphone to you. So let's give a compliment because we do have a really 1 minute. So let's just end the call. I'm
yeah.
giving you the floor for 1 minute. Let's just talk whatever you feel like.
Yeah, as it's last minute for our conversation, so it's time to conclude, and it's conclude our session. So actually, we believe we have enjoyed this discussion, and it's gonna be helpful for each other. Yeah, I have learned lots of idea from you, especially I don't think like you, because throughout your speech I have learned lots of things. So yeah, our session will be continued, and throughout this session we're gonna be develop our thoughts, and it's
Yeah,
gonna be directing thing and helpful matter for others. It's gonna as we are working for develop ourselves, then usually it work for other. If we can
yeah,
be developed, if we can be skillful, so we can work for the other generation, other yet. So that's enough,
yeah.
and hope inshallah we will join another